How you doing, YouTube? Matt, Master Beer Reviews, back to yet another review. A little bit of side-by-side, a little bit of twist on it. We'll get to that in a second. In the form of EQ Brewing's, it's an Imperium and their Experimentum. Yeah, how about that? Sounds like a spell from Harry Potter, fucking book or novel or show or whatever. EQ. They don't get up there that often, but I was kind of in a mood for a road trip. Just drive around, listen to music. They're doing a release. They do one every Saturday, so that's not out of the ordinary. And I figured I'd pop up there, and it's kind of piqued my interest. They're 8% alcohol by volume, double India Pale Ales, hazies, if you will, double hazies, and there's a little bit of twist. That basically they don't tell you which one's which, but they're basically both the same grain, malt bill, the whole nine, everything down to the hops. The hops on one is their favorite hop combination. And then I believe it's kind of their hop, I forget how they put it, their kind of hop bill science combination thing. The other one is a different hop vendor, which doesn't sound like it'd be that big of a difference, but vendors and their hops, you can have the same hop from a different vendor and it'd be markedly different. So we'll see how they play. I'm not sure which one's which, but we're going to give them a whirl, see what they got. So yeah, there's no story time on them. There's this beer. You got Experimentum over here. You have Imperium over here, basically blue over here, orange over there. And let's give it the old double pour and see what she's got. Spilling stuff everywhere. That's what I do. Actually, I rarely do that. I'm usually pretty good with my pours. So give that a whirl, see what it's got going on here. I'm waiting for my... I got a light down here. You guys can't really even see it. I'm just waiting for it to explode on me one of these days. Yeah, I mean, they look exactly the same. From head to body, the whole nine. Super tight, compact bubble stains, a couple stragglers. Just off-white head. Creaminess, a little bit of rockiness. Orange core, done and done. They are the same beer as far as looks go. Let's get a nose. Over here. A little bit of soft ranky-danky onion thing. Just a little bit. Soft ranky-danky onion. They said they use the same kind of process they use for their D-Hop 16. I think I had that. I think I remember getting that kind of scalliony, oniony thing off it. So I'm guessing this one might be this one. We'll see what happens when we get over to that one. But yeah, soft like melon, like a ripened melon in the background, but in front of that is that soft ranky-dankiness. Not something super in your face. I've had bigger, bolder kind of ranky onioniness, ranky scallioniness, ranky garlic, all those fun kind of, what are they, rooted plants, rooted veggies? Anyway, but you have that in there with that soft kind of mango underneath, a bit of sweetness in there. Done and done. Let's go over there to the Experimentum. I did spill a little bit of beer on my hand, so... Yeah, I'm not really getting that ranky-danky thing that I'm getting over here. It's a little bit. Yeah, this is just more of a rich kind of melon, kind of sorbet kind of thing going on over here. So I got a little bit of that ranky-dank. Now when I whiff it, I don't get nearly as much. But it's still kind of there. And then this is more of a melon, but more of a melon sorbet kind of sweetened, kind of, not confectionery, but a little bit of softer kind of sweetness. Not that this one's overly sweet, but that ranky-dankiness kind of makes it a little bit more, not jarring isn't the word I'm looking for, but a little bit more aggressive, for lack of a better term. Let's dive in the old yeller one over here. Yeah, see, I get that. I get that nice, rich melon character. It's way more explosive than it is in the nose and the actual taste. It's really fun, really vibrant. You still get that soft, scalliony vibes. Not nearly as big as I thought it would be based off of my initial nose, but even the nose kind of waned a little bit. But yeah, you get nice soft greenness, a little bit of scallion vibes. Big, huge melon on this one. And a really nice, soft, fluffy, creamy mouthfeel on this. It drinks nothing close to 8%, and it just has that super water nerdy thing that I've talked about, Equilibrium, from day one when I reviewed one of their beers, essentially right when they opened. It's a very, very fun beer. And just the way that combination of that green and that melon work just tickles me pink. Let's go over there. Experimentum. See, I'm getting the same kind of melon vibe over here. Same kind of soft melon vibe. But there's a little bit of, instead of ranky-dankiness, the ever so slightest bit of soft green grass. It might be residual from over here, kind of playing on this one. But they're very similar beers. About a body mouthfeel do come off almost absolutely similar to me. This one might be a little bit creamier over here, a little bit softer, a little bit more kind of pleasing on the palate, but there's no slouch over here. This one's just bumped up a little bit over here. Over here, yeah, it's soft green grass, fresh cut, high-end green grass, but gentle, along with that rich, nice melon character. If you're going to go kind of melon over here, I'd go almost mango honeydew, whereas this would be maybe a little bit of cantaloupe over here. That would be the distinct difference, along with this lacking this kind of green, scalliony, oniony kind of thing over here. Yeah, and that's the biggest difference. Because the melon, while slightly different, are both impactful. Just coming off slightly different for each one. So it'd be a push for me. I like both of them equally. Mouthfeel, I like both of them equally. Gun to my head, maybe this one, but maybe it's a placebo thing just because I'm diving into this one first. And the sweetness is equal across the board. The hops are really where the difference lies. And that difference is a rich, soft, singular melon kind of thing over here, which is mighty pretty, but it's a bit more of a slightly more expressive kind of melon over here with that soft, ranky scallioniness over here, whereas this one had that soft green grass. So it's a bit more gentle. It's a bit more reserved over here. And this one's just, and when I say reserved and when I say bigger, we're dealing percentage points here. We're not being like on a scale from 1 to 10, this is, you know, impactful, this is a 10, this is a 5. It's like, as far as how it's impact, this is, you know, an 8.3 and this is an 8.5. It's that kind of difference. It's not that stark of a difference, but pretty good stuff. I mean, really, I've always been a fan of Equilibrium from day one. Their lower ABV stuff has always kind of made me super happy, and their bigger stuff is quite delicious. These are 8%. They drink like a smaller beer, but they're impactful enough to where I won't bitch and moan and get my soapbox about high ABV beers not drinking like high ABV beers, but the subtle difference in here is a fun kind of side-by-side to do. So if you guys have these, do that. I've talked about that previously when I did the side-by-side of the Swarm and the Sting by Lost Tavern and by Twin Elephant. I think this will be an even more funner side-by-side, but also a tighter one. Those are quite a bit... While they were similar beers, there were quite a big difference between the two. These are very, very close. Yeah, just a bump in tropical, a little bit of scalini action as opposed to green grass over here. Done and done. Both absolutely fantastic beers. And let's just cut to that chase. Are these some of the better double IPAs I've had as of late? Absolutely. Worthy of being in the conversation. Worthy of getting towards the top. Not the top, but they're better than most. Let's put it that way. Brewery only, kind of. They do weird can drops all over the place. They do small distribution drops all over the place, so it's not necessarily brewery only stuff. But if you want to definitely get some, it's kind of a brewery only thing. And price wise, $20 a pop. Their prices have slowly crept up. That's annoying. You know, this is probably a beer that would have been more of a $16 to $18 beer a year or so ago, but now it's a $20, and who knows, it might end up being a $22 beer eventually. So their prices have crept up, but they keep selling beer, so leave that for what it's worth, and leave it with, if you like what we like these beers, if you like New England style hazes, you want to drop out as much bitterness as you can, but you still want to have a bit of grain, a little bit of something outside of fruitiness, because the fruitiness, the kind of juicy portion of the show, isn't a 2x4 to the face, but it's nice, it's soft, it's well delivered, and with that kind of soft greenness and rankiness on the other end of things, I just think it works really damn well. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. Excuse me. And hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice little side-by-side right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.